Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 66 of Daisy Knits. We'll see if I can talk today. I've had some pretties already. So, shall we? I have finished socks. Do you see those? I am kind of proud of this because I have exactly 5 grams left of his yarn. Exactly. I went and weighed it because I was like, that's not much. Exactly 5 grams. So I was showing you guys these last week and I was telling you they were doing some funny pulling. Well, shortly after that, they started doing some spiral pulling all the way up. How cool are those? He has seen them. I bound them off last night, and he loves them. The yarn, Mano de Uruguay, I think. English is my first language, and I have a hard time hearing differences in letters, so I have a hard time saying them, just so you know. I probably totally butchered that, and I hope you forgive me. But all the notes, so how to spell it correctly, are in my Ravelry notebook. Toe up sock, size 1 needle, US 1, yeah, 2.0, I think. A German shirt row heel, big old foot, done. So I can give these to him because I finished them last night and he reached for them and I'm like, no. Gotta show him on the podcast. No. His are done. So that's really all I've finished. I did work on these quite a bit while I was at the Pipeline Retreat this weekend. And Chris got this television show, The Lost Room, and honestly, I really enjoyed it. So I worked on them a lot while watching that this past week with him as well. All right. So last week I also told you the test knit's on hold, and that's still on hold. And then the other thing I've been working on, I had an idea in my brain, and I've swatched, and I now know what I'm going to do. I have a plan, which I will be casting on here in a bit. But this is the yarn I'm going to play with. Can y'all see that? I feel like white blows the color out right now down here. Might need to play with positioning again, but this is it. It is white, but then it has purples and grays and almost pinks in it where the color breaks. This is, let's see, Miss Bab Yowza. It's a Babette. And I won this at ZK. I kind of won it last year. It was a door prize, but I swapped and swapped to get it. So, yes, this is going on the needles next. There's 560 yards in that skein, so that should be plenty to do a good size wrap. I have a vision, an idea. So that's what I've been working on as far as fun knitting. I also did some master knitter work. Can you see this? I don't remember if it's a 3 or 3.5 inch binder. It's a big honking binder. This is what I worked on this past week. So when you go to submit, you actually mail in a binder. And in this binder will be all of my swatches and my book report, which I have not, no, my history report, which I have not started, my 4 book reports, which I have 1 finished. I really need to do some of this stuff. It's just a lot of paperwork and sitting to type, which is not my strong suit. I'm a chatter, in case y'all hadn't figured that out yet. So, also, each swatch, I'll see if I can, let me pull a swatch out. I'll pull a swatch page out so you can see. Each swatch, when you go to send it in, it gets put in a page protector. And it gets labeled. I spent almost an hour one day this week making all these little labels. Because on one side you say what swatch it is, and then on the other side you have all your contact information. So I spent almost an hour pulling all the swatches because I had them all nice and neatly stacked up, pulling all my swatches, putting them with their sheet that tells what they are, what techniques, anything about that technique, and then tagging them all to put them in this big honking binder. Spent almost an hour doing that. I watched a Doctor Who, so, you know, I watched an episode, so it was like 52 minutes, but still. This is what I was working on this week as my master knitter work. This big boy. And honestly, this is not even all my swatches yet. I am missing at least 4, maybe 5 that I can think of off the top of my head. I'm missing those. My wristlet's not in here. It's still up in my my area. And like I said, I'm missing 3 book reports and I'm missing my history report. So this binder is still not done. And I have a vest to do. I need to do a vest still. So that's, oh, and questions. I still haven't finished all my questions. I'm about halfway through the questions. Yeah. Still a lot to do. However, when I pull it all together and I put it in the binder, I felt such a sense of accomplishment. And I was like, okay, this is a good thing. This is good. So that is what Master Knitter progress I've had this week. All right. I have 2 things left to share with you. One, I'll do a quick and dirty review of the pipeline retreat. As usual, it was a blast. Paula did a fabulous job of organizing us all and coordinating. I didn't eat any of the food. I brought all my own food so I wouldn't be sick, but everybody raved about how fabulous the food was. Kitchen staff was amazing, super sweet. I was able to use the microwave and hop in and out as I needed to, so that wasn't a big deal. I did not keep my goodie bag. I actually sent my bag off to a friend. But if you've ever seen the pipeline bags, they're big canvas bags, and on the side it says Knitting Pipeline. And their color, the handles on the bottom are a different color every year. And this year was a really dark navy blue. So, like I said, though, I didn't keep my bag because I was sharing with a friend. I was a good person and shared this year. We had Finch in the bag as usual. If you're looking for a retreat, that one really might be a good one if you're fairly close, because you start Friday afternoon at 2, officially start Friday afternoon at 2, and you're done Saturday at 4. So 26 hours altogether, and you're sleeping through part of that too. For me, it's like my quickie introduction to the retreat season. It's usually my first retreat of the year, so it's kind of like a warm-up of my year. So I had a blast. I got to visit friends and just relax and soak up all the wonderful yarniness that happens every year. So that's my quick and dirty retreat review. The other thing I do want to share is I think I want to have a group knit along. Have y'all seen the Pure Joy pattern? I'm sure like I'm one of the last people to knit it, but I think I'm going to cast that on in a couple of weeks. So if you're interested, I'm going to start a thread when I throw this up, and I'll ask, if anybody wants to come join me, come on over. I have ideas, but we always know sometimes ideas don't work the way you plan. We'll see. I have ideas. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that up in the group. Otherwise, I don't really have anything else to share with y'all. I hope you've had a great week, and I will chat at you next week. See ya!